this episode about money. Today we're talking about saving and basically guidelines and tips on how to save money and save money fast. Now, when you speak about saving is one of the very essential money skills that you need in money management. As I constantly say, if you are not able to save money, you won't be able to do so many other things as it concerns to money management. This is because saving is the backbone. If you can't save, you can't invest. If you can't save, you can't budget. If you can't save, you can't allocate money to any other necessary essentials. So this is why saving is very important, and it's actually the backbone of financial literacy and money management. Some people feel like it's impossible, but with discipline and consistency and commitment, willingness to take action, it's achievable. So in this short video, we will share around 10 brilliant money saving tips that those that actually work, those that I have used, and those that I've recommended to people and they have used and they actually work. But before we look at those particular tips, why is it important to save money? There are I only know of good reasons of saving money. Reason number one is financial security and peace of mind. When you always know that you have money saved somewhere, it will give you a sense of security and peace of mind. Whether to handle whether an emergency comes along the way or whether you have a need that's not an emergency coming up the way, you are always assured that you have got some money that have got your back. Reason number two is freedom and opportunities. When you have savings, you have got a lot of choices, whether it's taking a dream vacation, starting a business, quitting a job, or any other thing that money can do. Money gives you option, and it's paramount that you have it somewhere so that you can exploit the different options that you have. Reason number three, saving helps you to avoid debt and high interest loans. The more you save, the less likely you will rely on credit cards or loans. So, because debt can easily trap you in circles of stress, but savings will keep you in control. When you have some money saved and you have got an emergency, you won't go to borrow money from these Shylocks, to say so, those who give money at exorbitant interest rates. So having money will help you avoid those high interest loans. Then reason number four, saving money helps you achieve bigger goals. People have got different goals. Probably you want to buy a home, you want to build a home, you want to start a family, you want to retire, or you want to save towards a bigger milestone in life. Having money saved will help you achieve those goals. Then finally, building wealth for the future. As I mentioned earlier, you can't invest when you can't save. And as much as you can't save your way to wealth, having the discipline to save will help you to have the discipline to invest. So saving isn't just good for emergencies. It will inculcate, it will help you nurture the discipline and the ability to save more and invest more, and this will help you to build your future. And now that you know why it's important to save, let's quickly go ahead and look at the 10 money saving tips that have been proven to work. Tip number one, the one and the very important one, is track every penny that you spend. Every dollar counts, and you can't save when you don't know what dollar is going where or what coin is going where. So start tracking your spending using. There are different ways. You can use apps. You can use apps like Mint, apps like Mint, just stick to Mint. Then you can also use the old school way, just write down, uh, find a book and take note of all your expenses across the month. This way, you'll be able to know where you are using a lot of money and where you can cut back. Remember, when you're able to cut back, you'll be able to channel that money towards saving or towards doing something else. You'll be able also to cut the unnecessary expenses that are constantly occurring. And this will only be possible because you are able to track every particular cent that you're spending. Tip number two is automate your savings. There's always that push and pull whenever you want to save money. Your heart wants to save, but sometimes the pocket doesn't want. Your heart wants to save, but sometimes the bills don't want. So you don't want to put yourself in that situation where you are negotiating with your heart. You are having this push and pull whether you should save or you shouldn't save. To to make that process easier and seamless and frictionless, automate saving so that the moment money goes into your account, it's automatically deducted into your savings account. Tip number three is that cut out unnecessary expenses. Once you start, before you start saving, and now that you have been tracking your expenses, you realize that there are those small unnecessary expenses that you can actually do away with. For example, you buying coffee along the way, you're taking lunch along the way, you are paying for Netflix that you're not using, you are paying for other subscriptions online that you are not using, you are paying for a bigger package for a TV program, for DSTV that you are not using. So cutting down that $5, $10, 100 shillings will help you redirect that money into a savings account. And this will contribute a lot to the amount that you would have saved at the end of the year. Tip number four is to master the 24-hour rule. Impulse spending is a killer. You want something and you buy, you impulse buying. So this is something that has always worked. So before making any non-essential purchase, non-essential are things like things that are not food, not shelter, not clothing. So before making any non-essential purchase, could you wait for 24 hours? This time is just meant to to take you away from the need, from the impulsive need of making that purchase, and you realize that after 24 hours you actually don't need that thing that you wanted to buy. That thing that you wanted so much to buy probably can be that phone or a laptop or any other luxury thing that you really wanted to buy. Tip number five: use cash only for daily expenses. This is psychologically related. It's psychological. When you use cash instead of cards, you physically see the money leaving your hands, and this doesn't. It's it will be very hard for you to release that money, and it will make you think twice before making that spending. Have you ever realized that when you're paying with the card, suppose you're purchasing something and you want to pay 100,000 Kenyan shillings and you are paying with a card, you will not feel any pinch. But suppose you're paying that thing with cash and you are counting 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and at the end of the day, you are giving out a big bundle of money. You will feel that. So it's from that knowledge, it's from that point that it's always advised that always use cash instead of card. It will to some extent restrict you from making those huge purchases. Tip number six: save on groceries without sacrificing quality. Research shows that groceries and food take around 60% of your income. So that, for example, if your income is 10,000, you will end up using around 5,000 to 6,000, for example, for groceries and food. 40, I think should be 40 to 50, somewhere around there. So if you're able to cut down on those expenses, you will end up saving a lot of money. And how do you do this? I think you've done a video on this where I'll link it up for you to see. Buy in bulk. When you buy in bulk and you buy once and you shop once and you shop in bulk, you normally end up using little money as compared to when you keep on buying in small bits. Tip number seven: lower your bills and smart negotiation. There are people who don't negotiate. So just know that you can negotiate some of the bills that you pay. You can negotiate internet, you can negotiate insurance bills, you can negotiate these basic services that you have. It's time for you to know that you can always negotiate them. and the extra money that you will have paid, you can easily channel it towards saving. And tip number 8, declutter and probably sell unused items. Look around your home, your office, where you work. Chances are that there are things that you no longer use and you have them, and those things can be valuable to another person. This can be clothes, this can be gadgets, this can be furniture, uh, and there are platforms all over. You can get platforms on online, or you can even get physical places where they are selling things that are no longer in use, and you can cash in a few of them to get money that you can channel to other uses. Tip number 9, and this is very important, it would have come up there: find ways to make extra money. Saving money is good and it's great and it's recommendable, from saving money from the income that you have, but increasing your income makes it even much easier. Look at it. For example, you have an income of 50,000 and much of it is committed because you are paying school fees, you're paying rent, you're servicing loans. So you end up at the end of the day, if you are not saving, you receive a paycheck of 50,000, then at following week, probably most of that money has gone. So you don't have an allocation for saving. But if you had an extra source of income that gives you 10,000 at the end of that month, or 15,000, or even 5,000, it's very easy for you to allocate that money now directly to a savings account, and this will come in very handy. The final tip for saving is set specific saving goal. It's Don't just say that I'm gonna save. Be specific. There's power in being specific. If you tell yourself that I'm gonna save 10,000 at the end of this month, I'm going to save 2,000, 1,500. Be specific. There's what we call smart goals. When you are specific, you will be able to. You're more likely to achieve that goal, other than leaving it open that I'm just going to save. So whether you're saving for an emergency, you're saving for a vacation, you're saving for a particular fund, for a bigger purchase, or having a clear goal will keep you motivated to save faster and to save better towards that particular goal. So that is it about saving. Saving, from the lessons that I've learned, saving money isn't about restricting your life or being cheap, so to say, but it's about being smart. Uh, it's having at the back of your mind that something might come up tomorrow and you've not budgeted for it. An emergency can come up tomorrow or the following day, and you will need to access money as fast as possible to sort that particular emergency. So let me know in the comments below how you've been using to save, and if you've succeeded, if this is something that you conquered and you've been able to do it. Please share with us in the comments how you've been able to do it, so that we learn a thing or two.